Hey Shar.
Hey Reg.
And welcome everyone back to Underqualified,
A podcast where we talk about shit we're not qualified to talk about.
and welcome to the next episode in our mini-series called There Are Strangers in Our Studio. And again, as always, they're not actually strangers. And today we have the very lovely Allison Lumsden.
Hello. Yay! Doesn't she just look so cute? Did we do a fit check? Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, 2 seconds
ago.
ago. Sorry,
Yes,
I'm blanking.
Well, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much.
When we were coming up with who we wanted on, you were like at the top of our list.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Thank
like,
you
one of the
so
people
much.
at
I
the
know
top.
you just posted, like not just, but like only recently posted it on your like your new account. But I was just like, she would be fun to have on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because we wanted a nice variety of different creative people.
Well, I really appreciate that. And I find it very interesting because I am kind of one of the only people like in my sort of social network who's doing like visual arts as opposed to music stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I definitely feel like an outlier, but I really appreciate that you guys wanted to like have me on.
Yeah, of
You know, the
course.
stuff you do is so cool. Like we were saying when Lindsay was here, we're like fucking fans. Like,
Thank you.
fans.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, I don't know, so much album art or like
The
posters,
poster
like show
you
posters.
just posted. It was like the
Yeah.
beads. That was beautiful.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Like
That
your
was
work
gorgeous.
is everywhere. Like it's on like merch. It's
I
on
could even
album
come, like,
covers. It's on
see it
posters.
somewhere. I could like, oh,
it's
that's
everywhere.
Allison's. I could tell.
Yeah.
too.
Thank you. Well, what's funny about that poster that I just made, that was I've had that concept kind of in my back pocket. I have like a whole notes tab like in my notes I just write down random things that I think would make for like good compositions, good flyers and stuff. And a lot of it is just like, wait, am I allowed to swear on here?
Of
Yes.
course.
Okay, a lot of it is bullshit. It's like so nonsensical. But the first one that I had was like friendship bracelets, and I had this whole concept, and I wanted to do it for the 80s night show.
Yeah. Okay.
And I ended up not doing that. I did like a special little comic flyer just for Cold Soul, which was like one of my favorite things that I'd ever done. But
That was great.
basically, there's a venue in New Jersey called the Riviera, and I've been dying to make stuff for them. And I had reached out to them. I was like, hey, if you guys ever need like flyer designs, let me know. And they were like, cool, we will. And they didn't reach out to me for a very long time. But then one of my friends who lives at the Riviera was like, hey, can you make a flyer for us? And I'm like, yes. And I was like, when do you need it by? And he's like, no pressure, but Thursday. I was like, it's Wednesday.
No.
God.
And I was working on another project, and I was like, there's no way that I could get this done. But I was like, but like, what if I did? How sick would that be? Because then it'll really prove to them like I can do something cool in a short amount of time. And so I stayed up. It took me from like 12 a.m. to 5 a.m.
Oh my God.
this last Wednesday. I was just like, I'm just gonna bang it out, because if I can do this, then maybe it means I can do more stuff for them for the future.
Yeah.
And they just reached out to me like, this is sick, will you do a t-shirt for us?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I loved
That's
like,
amazing.
honestly, when I saw it, that's one of my favorite like posters you've done, I think.
Thank you.
I just loved
Mine
the
too.
concept, and it was like very clean lines and everything. Yeah, anyways, it looked great. So
Thank you.
obviously you're doing more visual stuff for your senior project. And why don't you explain to the people what that is?
To the
Yes.
people. All right. Well, so my project, I'm sort of calling it WARFMUZZIES, because that is the username for the Instagram account that I'm using to share all of it. But it's more than just an Instagram account, especially now because I procrastinated so much putting that together. But it's basically about like my freelance illustration work. I do a lot of visuals for bands and venues around town. A lot of them are just my friends. So I do like album artwork, t-shirt designs, flyers, and I'm trying to get into a lot of other stuff too. And so my project is basically based around the content strategy of my freelance work. So I guess by the time I have to present it, the content of it will be like everything that I've made in the last year. And I guess all the other stuff that I've had to learn in terms of sharing my stuff, promoting it, like making a website, and just kind of going through all the weird, hard stuff of like networking and trying to break out of the uncomfortable part of getting to know people and being like, hey, I do this. Like, and it's been so weird because I'll reach out a lot of times to people and be like, hey, this is some of my work. I would love to make something for you. And I never hear back, or they'll be like, great. And then they just like don't contact me again.
Yeah.
But the important thing is that you keep trying. And so that's kind of what the project is about. It's about like learning what's effective and just putting in the work to make sure that your stuff gets out
And
there.
it's honestly great because whenever I talk about, like, in, like, Flex or whoever, like, and I'm with, like, a group of people and we're looking for, like, graphic designers or something, right? I'm always looking for, like, almost like a portfolio, but obviously not everyone puts, like, a link to their portfolio on their Instagram or something, but, like, yours is, like, kind of just, like, all in one place. I was like, oh, this is great, you know what I mean? So, like, people don't have to go searching, digging to see if, like, you're the vibe.
I'm trying to get it all together, and I think the weirdest thing about this project has been the fact that, like, my vision for it is kind of, I really hate working within the confines of a senior project, especially for school. Like, it sucks, but it's something that I really do want to carry into my professional life after college. And so I think that's just been the weirdest thing. It's like having to make sure that the people who I'm presenting to know that this is something that is going to take a long time for me to continue to develop. And you know,
This
and I
seems
think
to be like
it'll
the running
okay.
theme with everybody. No one really loves the concept of senior project.
It sucks. I'm like, I was fully prepared to come on here and just be like, this is bullshit. Like, because that's really been my mentality about this whole project. And I'm like, so over it. But I do love that I get to make cool stuff for cool people. That's like really what makes it great.
And I mean, with anything, like especially like in entertainment or just, I don't know, anything in general, like visual art is so important with like promoting and, I don't know, making people interested and going, that looks cool. Like I love that, the way that looks. So I'm interested. I'll go to that show or I'll listen to this song or whatever. I don't know. It's important.
I want to know what your like mindset is when you like make something. Like, is it like, or say you like aren't even given like a concept and you're just like, hey, make this poster. We have a show coming up on Friday. Something like that.
That's my favorite kind of stuff to make because, like I said, I've got the Notes app and it goes on for miles. And most of it is just like random shit. I was like looking through and I saw a note that I put in that just says sea kelp. I was like, what? Sea kelp. And I guess at one point I wrote fridge in there and like nothing else. And that became a poster.
Really?
I did a poster for Owen Kirkner, which that's I've now made 2 posters for him. He's doing a really cool show for his senior project.
Yeah, I saw that.
I
At Detour, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. Do you make that poster?
Yeah.
Cool.
It looks cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, he's doing a really cool project, but like literally 2 or 3 years ago, he reached out to me to make something, and he didn't have a concept, but I saw that I had fridge in my notes, and I was like, I'm going to do something with that. And so I basically just did a composition where it was all of the band names were kind of on food. So there was a cake on top, and it had candles that said Pain Strikes because they were the headliners, and I think it looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that process really works well for me when I have the least amount of guidance. I know that I can like make something cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
So how'd you get into this stuff, like illustrating and whatnot?
Well, so I've been an artist my whole life. I feel like that's kind of what everyone's deal is. It's like they start drawing like their favorite cartoon characters and shit, and that's what I was doing. But I came to school and I immediately became friends with all the music industry people. And like I played bass, but I really was not good in like a small band setting, and it didn't really feel like the best fit for me. But I saw that people were like looking for artists to make stuff, like make album covers, make flyers and all that. And I was like, well, this feels like a really natural way for me to like continue to be creative within this network of people who I really love. And it just kind of worked out for the best because I've made like a lot of really cool stuff for my favorite people in the world.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I got into it. It's just like being friends with so many talented people and wanting to kind of be in on that.
So would you say like this whole like concept of you like making this type of art really just started in college?
Yeah, basically, especially because there wasn't much of a big music scene in my hometown of Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Stop. The laughs from the fucking peanut gallery over here.
Yeah. But well, I mean, there is a really cool, there definitely is one now, but when I was a kid, I wasn't involved in it at all. And so I got to school and I saw that there were just so many people who had this same passion for this stuff that I did, and it's like everyone was learning how they can apply it to their professional lives. And I was just like, wait, this is perfect for me as well.
Yeah.
And it all just worked out.
So you brought some stuff for us today.
Yeah.
I want you to show off. I want you to show off.
Yeah, grab the record.
All right.
Let's see it. Okay. And for anyone who's just listening, go to our YouTube channel to see it for yourself.
I'll even take a picture and
we'll put it on Instagram.
Nice. Okay. Well, so this is something that I made in the spring, but I guess it's one of the biggest.
I would show camera 3,
Yeah,
which is the one
show this
facing you.
one?
Yeah.
Okay. So this was something that I made in the spring, but I guess part of my project is promoting it and doing things like making videos about how I made it. And so with Mad Dragon, a lot of people in MIP are working with Mad Dragon. They got the rights to release a live album from King Gizzard and the Wizard Lizard, who I loved in like high school.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess somebody on the team reached out to me and was like, hey, do you want to make the album artwork for this? It's a vinyl only release.
That must have been so exciting when you
was
first got
so
that
exciting.
message.
And I was like, when I was in high school, I was like collecting vinyl because that was like the thing to do. It was
Yeah.
like, I was very into it. And so I was just like, yeah, I want to do that. And I basically sent them a concept within hours and they were like, yep, let's do it. And so this was how it turned out. And so this is King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, Fishing for Fishies, live in demos. And it's only a vinyl release, but I did all of the visual materials. So
Stunning.
yeah. Oh wait, did I show the?
Yeah, show the back.
Yeah. So this is the
Stunning.
back.
So cute.
This is the robot, or my interpretation of the robot that was on the original cover.
Mm-hmm.
And then, well, this is my favorite part. So we've got like the inner sleeve. It has all the credits. But then like,
It's such a pretty record.
It's so pretty.
and it's kind of crazy because they were like, well, we'll make it match and everything. And I think it matches like decently well.
Yeah.
No, it definitely does.
And so it's like, I've never seen a record that's so my aesthetic. And I'm like, oh wait, because
Because I made
did
it.
it. So yeah, that was like really fun. And so now I guess the way that this comes into my project, I am currently trying to make I've thought about making a YouTube video, but right now it's just a TikTok of like how I made this, because when I
that
began
would be so fun. I could be lost in it for hours if you did that.
well, like when I was doing research on this whole process, I was like, no one really talks about how this stuff
Yeah.
gets made, and I had always wondered. And so I did this and I figured it out, and I was like, well, this would be so great. I bet people would like to know how it got made. So
That would be
That's
so
fun.
interesting. I would
Yeah.
love to see that.
yeah.
So you mentioned that it's been a little bit of a shit show, but I'm assuming that's because it's senior project, right?
It honestly, yeah, it is. I
Yeah.
think it's mainly been a shit show for me. The thing I'm trying to remember is, like, I know that a lot of people have been struggling with this, but the process is set up, I guess, for you to be able to do whatever you want and succeed at it. And I think in this whole process, I've learned how much I struggle with a lot of executive functions and like personal organization issues that make it really difficult to like get work done in a certain fashion. And also if you make music, then when you're doing something creative and you're forced to do it on like a certain time frame, or you're working within like guidelines that you don't set yourself, it can be really nerve-wracking. And so it's like I've kind of set myself up in this way that I'm struggling.
It can be like discouraging almost.
It's very
like,
discouraging.
It's like when someone tells you to do something and it's like, well, I was going to do it, but now I don't want to because you told me to do it.
Yeah. And so my concept for my project was something totally different. I was supposed to be making a series of, it wasn't supposed to be a podcast, but like basically audio tours for museums in the Philadelphia area.
wow.
That would have been so cute.
But
Not
it was,
that I'm hating or anything. This would have been cute.
But-
like if you were voicing it,
well, thank you.
like, right? You would voice it, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that would have been amazing.
Yeah.
You have one of those voices where I want to listen.
Thank
Like
you.
soft but stern, right? Right?
I appreciate that.
So good we got you on the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've never heard myself in this sort of setting, so it'll be interesting. But
It's interesting for everyone. To this day, who did I say it to yesterday? But it's like when I listen to myself back or I watch myself on YouTube, I can't put it in my head that that's me.
I know it's
Oh,
really
yeah.
strange.
Yeah,
did you say that
I
to?
forgot. It's been so many people in
Yeah.
the last 2 days. We've been filming a lot in the last 2 days. That's why the outfits are all the same.
Yeah.
Anyways, not important.
Well,
Continue.
the outfits are good.
Thank you. I would say we're trying, but honestly not really.
No.
Well, so that project, I scrapped it because I knew it was something that I was just so unmotivated at the time to do, and I was dealing with a lot of mental health stuff. But I was doing a lot of personal drawing to kind of get through that. Basically, like doing a lot of paintings and digital drawings that center around what I was dealing with in like the months that, like, I had a big breakup and I felt estranged from my friends, and I was making art about that. And so I was like, okay, why not just make my project more about that? It's like I'm already doing it. But the second I made that like my official project, it became so hard for me to like really get back in that groove, and it totally ruined it for me. And I think a lot of musicians feel that too.
Yeah,
Probably.
definitely.
Yeah. So it's been really rough, but I think the best thing about it is that like my friends, I know that my friends want to see my work and they want to like let me do things for them. And that to me is the most rewarding thing about it. And so I think this spring especially, because I've just been getting a lot more gigs than I was previously. They just kind of keep rolling in.
Hey.
And it's like once you get the ball rolling, it keeps rolling. And so I'm trying to just keep it rolling. And it's actually been really good. So
That's really good.
Yeah,
We love
we'll
to see our friends succeed.
yeah.
Always.
And like I said, I see your art literally everywhere, like all
Everywhere.
over social media, all
Thank
over
you.
everything. So
All
I'm
over,
sure,
like,
so I'm sure other people also see it and they're
campuses
like, I like that. I want that
Even
on
if
my
they
work.
might have seen it and not known it was you, too.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
if they
I
don't know
know
you
that-
personally.
Yeah, I know that probably happens a lot, especially people, like when I do things for, like when I did the poster for the venue in New Jersey, it's a lot of people from New Jersey
Yeah.
who go to that show, but they probably have no idea who I am because I'm not like, I know like, oh, I guess, well, now that I go to Drexel, I probably know like 30 people who are from New Jersey.
Yeah.
Wait,
Me, I'm from
yeah,
New
you're
Jersey.
Yeah, and you're from New York, right?
Yes, I'm from New York.
Yeah, but yeah, it's kind of crazy. And I think that's what I really would like it to be like. But I think the thing that I really want to get out of it is like I want to be able to make something cool that kind of exceeds people's expectations. And for people to, even if they don't know it's me, for people to just see my artwork everywhere, which sounds
Yeah.
kind of like crazy. It's like my artwork will be all over the place, but
It will be.
I still see like
I
those
see
Cold Soul
that.
stickers. I just see them around campus. And
that's
stuff.
I
The
see them
grocery
all the
bag.
time too, and it makes me so
Yeah.
happy. And on it, also that stuff was some of my favorite stuff that I've done too.
That was
so
cool.
Yeah, I
it's
like
nice
I
to
love
see
the,
it float
like,
around.
palette and everything was cute.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, it has been amazing having you on. Thank you so much.
Well, thank
Yes.
you.
Wait, plug your
Yeah, plug
socials.
everything.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
your socials?
So the Instagram account where I'm posting my artwork is called @WARFMUZZIES. So it's like warm fuzzies, but the F and the M are switched. My personal is Allison Lumsden _. But then my website, which is not up, but it will be actually
Probably
in the
by
next
the
couple of
time
days.
The time that this comes out.
Is www.warfmuzzies.com.
Yeah.
Love that.
I'll have
Yay.
everything tagged and linked
Yes.
below so they'll find you. And
Thank you for
it's
coming
been
on.
amazing.
Thank you for
Our
having
last
me.
Of course.
guest of
Today,
the regular time.
at least.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So
Yeah, so thank you everyone for watching and listening. And
we'll see you soon.
maybe. I don't know when we're uploading these.
We'll
figure
see
it
you at
out.
some
We'll
point.
see you. Bye.
Bye.